Tonight on KGW News, thieves caught on camera crashing through a storefront. How they managed to start a fire in their own getaway van. Plus, business owners in Portland's Central East Side demand the city take action to clean up the neighborhood.
We deal daily with feces, human, on our shoes. We deal with break-ins.
And imagine seeing this from your vacation hotel room.
It's just been really special.
The local woman with a front row seat to Hawaii's volcanic eruption. But first, the gorge hunkers down for the first major snowfall of the season. How much they're expecting, and is there any chance of snow in the valley? Your news starts now. Good evening on this Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter. Heavy snow coming down right now in the Columbia River Gorge and Cascade Mountains. There's a winter storm warning for these areas in effect through tomorrow morning. Our Alma McCarty is in Hood River, where many celebrated this first snowfall of the season.
It didn't take long on our drive from Portland through the gorge to Hood River for the snow to start falling. Earlier, we didn't see much accumulation, but later on, the snow began to stick to the roads, to the sidewalks, and to the trees. Flurries varied throughout the evening, from nearly non-existent to heavy snowfall. Amid the holiday lights and festive decorations, the first snowfall of the season comes as a welcome sight.
I love it. I love having the snow. It's so fun, and it really just brings everyone in the spirit.
Such great weather. I mean, I'm enjoying every moment of it. I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is a blessing.
I'm going to take it as a sign for a great season up at Mount Hood.
Despite the winter storm warning on Tuesday afternoon from the National Weather Service and less than ideal driving conditions on Interstate 84, visitors and residents in Hood River found the snow more delightful than dreary, especially Steve and Stephanie Yu, visiting Oregon for their 25th anniversary from Orange County.
I can tell.
Yeah, we're not used to wearing warm clothes. This is, I think, the only jacket I have that's warm.
It feels a little early for snow for me, but then what do I know? I'm from California, right? Something different, something lovely.
Locals like Patricia Martin Bunch, used to driving in this weather, say it's all about patience and being equipped with the right gear to handle it.
You just got to have a vehicle that has some really good tires and drive slowly and be patient.
Those still in school, like Caroline Greenleaf and Dizzy Revere, much prefer this to cold rain. And they like the potential for a possible snow day.
Go outside, don't be afraid of it. So many people are scared of the cold, and I get it's cold, but it's fun.
I love playing in the snow with my dogs and going on walks. That's really pretty. I like doing snowball fights with my mom and making snowmen if there's a lot.
Maybe all this will eventually get old this winter, but for now, they're hoping the snow doesn't stop.
Keep praying for more. Just keep praying for more. Let it keep coming.
Although many people were out enjoying the snow Tuesday night, by morning it could be a different story, with the flakes falling for several more hours. That could make travel conditions tricky for the morning commute. In Hood River, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Well, I love all the positive attitudes, and happy anniversary to our visitors from California. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino. Matt, what's the rest of the night looking like for the gorge and elsewhere?
Yeah, no strangers to snow, the Hood River area for sure. Up in the mountain right now, it's also dumping. We'll have more on that for you later on. We'll focus a little bit more on the gorge right now. You can see we've got heavy precipitation, and it really turns to snow west of Cascade Locks, right around Multnomah Falls. You start getting into it, and then out through Hood River, where it is staying colder and it will continue to snow. In fact, the snowfall rates will increase overnight tonight as we get some heavier precipitation beginning to roll on in. So that winter storm warning expires at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Still think we'll see at least 6 inches, maybe a foot in parts of the Hood River Valley. The snow will actually turn to rain during the day tomorrow, so the road should get a chance to melt out. But that's only along the river. Once you get up above 500 feet or so, it'll remain snow. So that'll include the upper valley there. So yes, it's going to snow hard overnight in the gorge, and we've got heavy rain rolling into the valleys too. That winter storm warning, as I mentioned, for the gorge from about Multnomah Falls on off to the east. We've got a wind advisory in the valleys right now. If you haven't noticed, it's really blustery out there. We're already getting gusts up around 25, 30 miles an hour, sustained at 25 in Salem. Could cause some scattered power outages tomorrow, so be aware of that. Could get a few downed tree limbs. And then the rain, not a lot in the Portland area yet, but boy, look at Astoria. 1.5 inches suddenly, pushing 2 inches up at Hoquiam. So a lot of active weather to get through tonight and tomorrow. We'll talk more about it in a bit. Laurel, back to you.
See you in a few minutes. Thank you, Matt. Skiers and boarders are certainly excited by all the snow. This morning, Mount Hood Meadows opened for the season following Timberline yesterday.
And we're just seeing a lot of snow in the windows for the forecast over the next 10 to 14 days. La Nina will do this, and it's a great way to get the season going.
While Meadows got enough snow to officially start its season, down the mountain in Sandy, they got a light dusting, promising signs for the season ahead. Now let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. The group Don't Shoot Portland has settled a lawsuit with the city of Portland. It's over the police bureau's use of tear gas during the summer protests of 2020. 5 protesters who say they were hurt by tear gas will each get more than $50,000. As part of the settlement, Portland police will also be limited moving forward when it comes to crowd control. And that includes restrictions on when they can use tear gas and a ban on flashbang rubber ball devices. Portland police need your help identifying 2 people they say rammed a vehicle into a convenience store to steal an ATM. This happened a little after 4:30 this morning at the Fast Track Food Mart on Northeast Broadway. Police also say after they parked their car, they somehow started a fire while trying to get into the ATM. One of the suspects is wearing a distinctive jacket. Take a look. Detectives believe that could help identify them. If you have any information on the case, call police. The city of Portland has cleared a large problematic homeless camp in the St. John's neighborhood. This is off North Columbia Boulevard. PBOT crews removed vehicles from the camp. Some of them were stolen. The encampment has been years in the making, formerly known as Grace's Oasis. This is the site that was charging campers rent to illegally squat on government-owned property. Tonight, dozens of business owners from Portland's Central East Side neighborhood shared their safety concerns with local leaders. They talked about crime, from explosions and trash to drug use and death threats, things they say are forcing them to consider leaving. As Catherine Cook reports, the city's responding with a new plan in hopes of getting them to stay.
One of our employees on his way into our central kitchen was held up at gunpoint.
Kim Malik is CEO of Salt and Straw.
A gun in his face as he walked in to make ice cream.
On Tuesday, she made an emotional plea for the safety of not only her employees, but everyone working in Portland's Central East Side neighborhood. For 2 years, business owners here have watched as crime, drugs, and camping have festered, while efforts to speak out about it have led to more angst.
Several of our business owners in our district have received death threats, and so that's something we take very seriously.
Claire Brilio is executive director of the Central East Side Industrial Council. She helped organize this listening session in front of local leaders, including Mayor Ted Wheeler. It's the result of a collective tipping point among dozens of business owners.
Business owners have been held hostage for a long time, not being able to speak their own truth and, again, lived experience.
Like everyone in this room, we deal daily with feces, human, on our shoes. We deal with break-ins. We deal with assaults.
Darren Marshall is CEO of Smith Teamaker. Like Malik with Salt and Straw, Marshall is considering moving his headquarters out of Portland.
We would be silly not to look at other options beyond the neighborhood that we're in. It's not safe. In fact, today there was an explosion. One of the camps caught on fire a block away from us.
I want you to understand that I understand that lives and livelihoods are being threatened.
As part of the solution, Mayor Wheeler said the city is prepared to move forward with a so-called 90-day reset plan for the Central East Side as a way to help the neighborhood recover and rebound. The plan's actions include increased police presence, focused attention on addressing homelessness, litter collection, and graffiti abatement. The city implemented a similar 90-day reset plan in Old Town last March. Wheeler says he wants to make a visible difference.
Not just in terms of the data, but I want it to pass the see test. If you don't see it, it doesn't matter. And so my expectation is that you will.
Kim Malik is watching.
I want to see something in place before the end of the year.
After tonight's meeting, the word I got from most business owners was hopeful. There's already another meeting on the calendar between them and elected officials. It's set for this Friday and will focus on putting that 90-day reset plan in place for the Central East Side. Laurel.
Let's hope it does pass that C test. Thank you, Catherine. County election officials have now certified results from the midterm elections. The extremely close race for Congress in Southwest Washington did not trigger an automatic recount, but one candidate is planning to ask for one anyway. Republican Joe Kent tweeted tonight he plans to file for that recount over the next few days. Kent lost to Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp Perez by just 2,600 votes. That's 0.8%. But to trigger an automatic recount, the difference needs to be within half a percentage point. Kent's campaign will have to pay for the optional recount, but would get that money reimbursed if the results are reversed. Kent promises to accept the results of the election, but says he wants to make sure the final count is as accurate as possible.